Exercise 6.5, question number 3. Find the local maxima and local minima of any of the following functions. Find also the local maximum and the local minimum values as the case may be. First one, fx equal to x square. Here in this question number 3, the method is not given, so we can use first derivative test or second derivative test. So in first part, question number 3, first part, we will be using the first derivative test. So question number 3, first part, fx equal to x square. So first step which you have to do is that we have to find the derivative of fx. So f dash x will be equal to 2x, and then putting f dash x equal to 0, therefore f dash x equal to 0 implies 2x equal to 0, therefore x equal to 0. Now we will take two numbers in the immediate neighborhood of 0, one to the left and one to the right. Let us take x1 equal to say minus 0.1 and x2 equal to plus 0.1. So what we will be doing that we will find the sign of f dash x uh, to the left as well as to the right of x. So we will find f dash x1. F dash x1 equal to 2 into minus 0.1, that is minus 0.2, and that is less than 0. So actually this calculus is not required, only symbol is required, whether it is positive or negative. Similarly, let us find the value of f dash x2. So what is f dash x2? That is 2 into, we will put the value of x here, 2 into 0.1. So that is 0.2 and it is greater than 0. Therefore, what we can say that, therefore, sine of f dash x, sine of f dash x changes from, changes from, changes from negative to positive, negative to positive as we move from, as we move from left to right, left to right of x equal to 0, of x equal to 0. Therefore, fx has local minimum value, fx has local minimum value at x equal to 0, minimum value at x equal to 0, and the local minimum value is, and the local minimum value, and the local minimum value, minimum value is, minimum value equal to, for that we have to put the value of x equal to 0 in fx and not in f dash x. So what is our fx? Here our fx is, from this one we can see it is x square, so equal to f into f0, that is 0 square, so equal to 0. Therefore the local minimum value is 0 and it occurs at 0. So this is our first part. Now let us go in the second part. So second part also we will be doing the same way, that is by first derivative test. So second part will go now. Question number third one, second part. So as the earlier one, first of all we'll find the derivative of gx. So gx equal to x cube minus 3x. Therefore g dash x will be equal to 3x square minus 3. So putting g dash x equal to 0, therefore we can say that g dash x equal to 0 implies 3x square minus 3 equal to 0. So this will give us 3x square equal to 3. So therefore x square equal to 1. So x equal to plus minus 1. So there are two turning points, one at 1, another one at minus 1. So we'll have to check at both the points x equal to 1 and x equal to minus 1. So let's start with x equal to 1. So case 1, case 1 when x equal to 1. So in this also we will do the same. We will take one value to the left of 1 and one to the right of 1, but that should be very close to 1. So let x1 equal to say 0.9 and x2 equal to 1.1. So now what is our aim? Our aim is to find the value of f dash x1. Therefore, f dash x1 equal to, what is our f dash x1? F dash x is 3x square minus 3. So in that we'll put, so f dash x1 equal to 3 into x square, that is 0.9 square minus 3, and that is equal to 3 into 0.9 square is 0.81. So 0.81 minus 3, and this will give us 3 into 1 3, 8 into 3 is 24. So this will become 2.43 minus 3, and 2.43 minus 3 means equal to minus 0.57, and that is less than 0. Now similarly, let us check for x equal to 1.1. So x equal to 1.1. So f dash x2 equal to 3 into 1.1 square minus 3 equal to, now there is no need to even calculate this one, because 1.1 square is more than 1, and so this will be more than 3, and so something more than 3, if you from that we subtract 3, it will be greater than 0. So therefore what we can say that, so therefore as we move from left to the right, as we move from left to right, left to right of x equal to 1, the sign changes from the sign changes from the sign changes from the sign of f dash x, the sign of f dash x changes from, that is first it was negative, from negative to positive. Therefore what we can say that according to first derivative test, x equal to 1, therefore x equal to 1 is a point of local minima, x equal to 1 is a point of local minima, and what is the minimum value, and local minimum value and local minimum value will be equal to f of 1. So f of 1 equal to, just put the value here, we'll get 1 cube minus 3 into 1, that will be 1 minus 3, and that is equal to minus 2. So this is what we have got for the case 1, that is when x equal to 1, and when x equal to minus 1, that will be case 2. So case 2 is when x equal to minus 1, and this you all will do self trial. So in the same way as we have done the first part, we'll try it, not difficult at all. Question number 3, now third part. Here we can use any either first derivative test or second derivative test, but we'll be using here the second derivative test. So we will be solving now question number 3, third part. Hx equal to sin x plus cos x, sin x plus cos x, where x is between 0 and pi by 2. So 0 is less than x is less than pi by 2. So first thing is that we have to do is we'll find the derivative of hx. So therefore s dash x equal to, differentiation of sin is cos x, and difference cos is minus sin, so cos x minus sin x. Now next we have to put s dash x equal to 0, because for turning point, at turning point the derivative of the function is always 0. Therefore s dash x equal to 0 implies cos x minus sin x equal to 0. Therefore cos x equal to sin x, this will give us, dividing both sides by cos x, will get 1 equal to sin x by cos x. Now sin by cos is 10, so 1 equal to 10x. Therefore, now our x should be between 0 and pi by 2. So the only value of x to satisfy this will be x equal to pi by 4. Now we to check whether this x equal to pi by 4 is the point of local maxima or local minima, we will find the second derivative of hx. So we are having already h dash x, so we'll repeat one more time and we'll get the second derivative of hx. So here, let this be 1. Differentiating 1, differentiating 1 with respect to x, we have s double dash of x equal to differentiation of cos will be minus sin x, and minus is as it is, and difference sin x is cos x. So we can take out minus common. So this will become, therefore s double dash x equal to minus sin x plus cos x. Now what we have to do is we have to put the value of x in this, that is pi by 4, and check the sign of s double dash x. Therefore h double dash pi by 4 equal to minus sin pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4, and this will give us equal to, there is no need to calculate this because our aim is only the symbol, but then also we can put the value. Sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, this is also plus 1 by root 2, and that will give us minus 1 plus 1, that is 2 by root 2, and that is equal to minus root 2, and it is less than 0. Therefore we can say that x equal to pi by 4, therefore x equal to pi by 4 is a point of, remember that it will be point of local maxima, not minima, is a point of local maxima. So this is the answer of our question number 3, third part. Now we will go in the fourth part, but before that we had to write here also the local maximum value that we have not written. So the local maximum value will be local maximum value equal to, just we have to put the value of pi by 4 in hx, so equal to h pi by 4, that is equal to sin pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4, and that will give us equal to sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 plus cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, and this together will give us 2 by root 2, and that will give us root 2. So root 2 is the local maximum value. So now let us go in the this one, fourth part, question number 3, fourth part. So we are having here fx equal to sin x minus cos x, where x is between 0 and 2 pi. So 0 is less than x is less than 2 pi. So first of all we will find the derivative of fx. So therefore f dash x equal to differentiation of sin is cos x minus differentiation of cos x is minus sin x. So we will be getting, therefore f dash x equal to minus minus plus, that is cos x plus sin x. Next step we will put f dash x equal to 0 because at turning point the derivative of the function is always 0. So here we have to find the turning point because that at that point only we will be getting either maxima or minima. So f dash x equal to 0 implies cos x plus sin x equal to 0. So this will give us cos x equal to minus sin x. Dividing both sides by cos x, we will be getting 1 equal to minus sin x by cos x. So that will give us 1 equal to minus 10x. So this will give us further 10x equal to minus 1. Therefore 10x equal to minus 1. and we know that tan is only negative in the second and in the fourth quadrant, and tan is equal to minus 1, so that will give us x equal to 3 pi by 4. So because 135 degree, tan of 135 degree is minus 1, and in tan is a periodic function that if we add pi, we'll get a second solution. So 3 pi by 4 plus pi, that will be 7 pi by 4. So we will now check at 3 pi by 4 and 7 pi by 4 whether it is point of local maxima or local minima. So for that, first of all, we'll have to find the second derivative of fx. F double dash x is equal to, so what is our fx? Let us check it out here. F dash fx is our sin x minus cos x, and what is f dash x? That is cos x plus sin x. So we'll differentiate this one again one more time with respect to x. So we'll be getting differentiation of cos x is minus sin x, and plus we'll be getting here cos x. So this is what we are getting. Second derivative of x is minus sin x plus cos x. So let us put the value of 3 pi by 4 and 7 pi by 4 in this. So first we'll put the value of 3 pi by 4. Therefore f double dash 3 pi by 4 equal to minus sin 3 pi by 4 plus cos 3 pi by 4, and that is equal to, now minus sin 3 pi by 4 is equal to, we know that in in second quadrant sin is always positive, so this will be 1 by root 2, because sin 3 pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, plus cos 3 pi by 4, and cos 3 pi by 4, we know that in second quadrant cos is always negative, so this will be minus 1 by root 2, and adding both of them will get minus 2 by root 2, and that is equal to minus root 2, which is less than 0. So therefore we can say that x equal to 3 pi by 4 is the point of local maxima. Therefore x equal to 3 pi by 4 is a point of local maxima. And what is the local maximum value? We will put the value of 3 pi by 4 in the function fx, and local maximum value is equal to f of 3 pi by 4, that is equal to sin 3 pi by 4 minus cos 3 pi by 4, and that is equal to sin 3 pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 minus cos 3 pi by 4 is also minus 1, it is minus 1 by root 2, so minus of here minus 1 by root 2, and together we will be getting equal to 1 plus 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, that is 2 by root 2, and that is equal to root 2. So this is the local maximum value. So that is local maximum value. Now in the same way, let us check for the case 2. So what is case 2? Case 2 is when x equal to 7 pi by 4. So this will be our case 2. We have f double dash x equal to minus sin x plus cos x. So in this we'll put the value of 7 pi by 4. So we'll be getting here, therefore f double dash 7 pi by 4 is equal to minus sin 7 pi by 4 plus cos 7 pi by 4. So we know that in the 7 pi by 4 will be in fourth quadrant, and we know that in the fourth quadrant sign is always negative. So this will be minus sin 7 pi by 4 is minus 1 by root 2, so minus 1 by root 2 plus cos 7 pi by 4. We know that in the fourth quadrant value of cos is always positive, so we'll be getting cos 7 pi by 4 is as 1 by root 2. So this will become 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2. So together it will be 2 by root 2, and that will be equal to root 2. So which is greater than 0. Therefore, we can say that x equal to 7 pi by 4 is a point of local minima. The point of local minima. X equal to 7 pi by 4 is a point of local minima. Is a point of local minima. And what is the local minimum value? And local minimum value will be equal to, here, that is f of 7 pi by 4 equal to f of 7 pi by 4 equal to sine 7 pi by 4 minus cos 7 pi by 4, that is equal to sine 7 pi by 4 is minus 1 by root 2, and minus cos of 7 pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. So here also minus is their sign, so we'll be getting minus 1 by root 2, and overall we'll get minus 2 by root 2 equal to minus 2 by root 2 equal to minus root 2, and so this is our local minimum value. So this is how we have solved our question number 3, fourth part. And as far as the remaining parts are concerned of question number 3, that you will do on your own, self trial it will be, and you can use any method, either first derivative test or second derivative test. The choice is yours, you can use any method you like. Question number 4, prove that the following functions do not have maxima or minima. First part, fx equal to e raised to x. So let us solve this question number 4, first part, fx equal to e raised to x. So we'll find the derivative of fx. Therefore, f dash x equal to e raised to x. Now we know that there is no value of x such that we'll get e raised to x as 0. Since f dash x equal to 0 is not possible, therefore, because this is always greater than 0, is not possible, therefore fx equal to e raised to x has no maxima or minima, So this is the answer of the first part of question number 4th one. Now we'll go in the second part. So we have gx equal to log x, and we know that for this the value of x is always greater than 0. Therefore, g dash x equal to 1 by x. So since x is greater than 0, so 1 by x will be also greater than 0. Therefore, g dash x equal to 0 is not possible. And therefore we can say that gx has no maxima or minima. Therefore, gx has no maxima or minima. So this is the answer of this, how we have done the second part. Now let us go into third part. So what is third part? Third part is hx equal to x cube plus x square plus x plus 1. So we'll find the derivative of this, s dash x equal to 3x square, and this will give us plus 2x plus 1. So we have got this as 3x square plus 2x plus 1, and let us, if possible, let us put this as equal to 0. So therefore, s dash x equal to 0 implies 3x square plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Now using the quadratic formula, we will be getting x equal to minus b plus minus, that is minus 2 plus minus b square, that is 2 square minus 4a into c, 3 into 1 over 2a. So 2 into 3. So this will give us x equal to minus 2 plus minus. So this is 4 minus 12. 4 minus 12 over 6. So that is equal to x equal to minus 2 plus minus 4 minus 12 is minus 8 and root over that is 6. And clearly this shows that x is not a real number. Clearly x is not a real in this case. So since that means clearly x is not real in this case, therefore we can say that h dash x equal to, therefore h dash x equal to 0 is not possible. Therefore h dash x equal to 0 is not possible for real numbers. It's not possible for real numbers. And maxima and minima we are doing only for real numbers. So since h dash x equal to 0 is not possible, that means hx has no maxima or minima. So that is what we'll write here. Therefore hx has no maxima or minima. Maxima or minima. Now this question number 5. In question number 5, what we have to do is, this fifth one is there. Find the absolute maximum value and the absolute minimum values of the following functions as in the given intervals. So in the interval minus close interval minus 2 to 2, we'll find the open interval. In the open interval minus 2 to 2, we'll find all the points of local maxima or local minima, and then we'll find the values at the end point also. So let us do this question number 5 first part. Question number 5 first part, very simple one. So in all we will be following the same method as we will be doing in the first part. So fx equal to x cube and x belongs to close interval minus 2 to 2. So first thing we will do is we will find the derivative of fx. So therefore f dash x equal to 3x square and our x belongs to close interval minus 2 to 2. Now next we will put f dash x equal to 0. Therefore f dash x equal to 0 implies 3x square equal to 0. So this implies x equal to 0. So x equal to 0 is a point of local maxima or minima. We do not know what it is that, but it is either a point of local maxima or local minima. So let us find the value of f0. Therefore f0 equal to 0 cube, that is 0. Also now we will find the value of fx at minus 2 and 2. F of minus 2 equal to minus 2 cube, that is minus 8. F2 equal to 2 cube, that is 8. Therefore now what we have to find is the absolute maximum value, means global maximum value and global minimum value. So therefore absolute maximum value is equal to, out of these three the maximum value, which is the maximum value, out of these three we have to select the greatest value. So what is that? It is 0, minus 8 or 8, and we can see that the greatest value will be 8. So absolute maximum value will be 8 and the point at which occurs is 2. Absolute maximum value equal to 8 and it occurs at x equal to 2. Similarly, we can say about the absolute minimum value. So absolute minimum value equal to, so out of these three, which is the least one? So this is the the least value will be, of course, out of this minus 8 is the least one. So absolute minimum value equal to minus 8, and it occurs at where does it occur? At x equal to minus 2. So this is how we have done question number first part, and this is how you can do also the remaining parts. Now we'll do question number 5 second part. Fx equal to, so question number 5 second part, fx equal to, we are having sin x plus cos x, sin x plus cos x, x belongs to closed interval 0 to pi. So now first of all we'll find f dash x. F dash x equal to, derivative of sin is cos x and derivative of cos is minus sin x. So cos x minus sin x. Therefore f dash x equal to 0 implies cos x minus sin x equal to 0. So this will give us, therefore, cos x equal to sin x. Dividing both sides by cos x, we will get 1 equal to sin x by cos x, that is 10x, 1 equal to 10x. Therefore, x equal to, now between 0 and pi, in the closed interval 0 to pi, the only value of x which will give us 10x equal to 1 is pi by 4. So x equal to pi by 4. Now this is a turning point, so we'll find the value of the function fx at pi by 4. Also we'll find the value of fx at the end point, that is 0 and pi. Therefore f pi by 4 equal to cos pi by 4 plus sin pi by 4, that is equal to 1 by root 2. Also sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, and together we'll be having 2 by root 2. So on simplification we'll get root 2, so equal to root 2. Next we'll find the value at the end point. So f0 equal to sin 0 plus cos 0. Sin 0 is 0 and cos 0 is 1. So therefore f0 equal to 1. So and this was our f pi by 4. So we have got the value at pi by 4. Also we have got the value of at 0. Now we'll find the value of fx at pi. So therefore now let us find the value of fx at pi. F pi equal to sin pi plus cos pi. Sin pi is 0, cos pi is minus 1. So therefore f pi equal to minus 1. So therefore we can say that the absolute maximum value is equal to, so from these three we have to find the highest value, the greatest value, that is root 2. So absolute maximum value will be root 2, because root 2 is the greatest. It is more, even it is greater than even 1, because root 2 is somewhere near 1.414. And now absolute minimum value, and that is equal to the least of all these, so that is minus 1. So this is the solution of second part, and this third and fourth part you will try on your own, that will be self trial.